Matt, the ceiling of hunting, made another move. Yeah. Not a single pig can escape. Look at this size. It must be at least 200 gene. It's almost able to cover people up. Achieving the freedom of barbecuing is so simple. And there are also top-quality emu eggs to eat. Just looking at the shape and color is tempting enough. Everyone thinks such an egg. How much does it cost to have a taste? Why didn't Parker even think of it? Jerome will return to the team again. I feel like I've been set up by capital. I didn't get along well with him to begin with. One can only smile on the surface. Deep down, he was so angry at Matt that he cursed. In fact, it really allowed Tracy to join the team. Parker would also feel very uncomfortable. One can only comfort oneself. At least Jerome is big and capable of doing heavy work. Everyone was looking at each other awkwardly there. Hope the upcoming challenges go smoothly. Matt Group is enjoying the grilled fish. Tracy hasn't been so comfortable for a long time. I originally thought that no one would choose me. Matt said straightforwardly that he just wanted to make Parker uncomfortable. Tracy thought this person was really bad. When it comes to tactics, it's just dirty. But I like this very much. Matt could already imagine how uncomfortable Parker was. The smiles on everyone's lips were truly uncontrollable. Just as imagined, the Parker team is still in a stalemate. There are only bows and arrows, but no fishing tools. It is difficult to obtain food for the time being. Jerome hopes that Parker can return to his old trade. Got fishing tools again. It's said that way, but the rest of the people are hard to deceive. Everyone is on guard there. It's better to take a bow and arrow and go hunting. A warthog is much more valuable than the fish it catches. Parker and Jerome have different survival strategies. Conflicts often arise. Chris was quite helpless about this. One can only bear it silently by the side. Although Matt said that fishing could also fill one's stomach. But it's very difficult to reach the end just by this. If it is possible to hunt warthogs, that would be happier than catching hundreds of fish. As the strongest hunting master among the challengers, it's time to showcase the real technology. First, practice your shooting skills to warm up your feel. The injury on the hand also has some influence to some extent, but he doesn't think it's a big problem. It's still within my acceptable range. The challenge has reached the 13th day. Jamie and Chris woke up and went hunting. The ingredients here are quite abundant. There are traces of activity everywhere on the ground. In fact, Peck's arrow has a higher hit rate. But Jamie just wanted to prove her strength. Chris just came to help. I don't know much about bow and arrow hunting. Soon Germ discovered the prey. Slowly narrow the distance and aim at the target. Good grief. It can go off track even so close. They deserve it. They're going to keep going hungry. Chris was very disappointed about this. If I had known earlier, I should have let Parker come. Max did want to build a small shed, although it requires a lot of time and energy. But on the whole, it is beneficial. It can improve everyone's sleep quality. He thinks it is more important than filling his stomach. Max also knows that eating fish alone won't make one feel hungry. I had to find some time to go hunting and have a look. A warthog can feed the team for several days. Prey has been found again on Jerome's side. Chris has lost little confidence in her partner. I'm planning to go hunting myself to have a look. I've just walked a few steps. Jerome shouted loudly to make her stop. The kangaroo fled immediately, just when Chris was about to curse. Jamie said that the pig next door was more delicious. If we could hunt one head, they won't have to worry about food until the next challenge. The two secretly approached the prey. Piggy didn't notice it at all. Chris seized the opportunity to shoot forward. That's quite a big difference, but it doesn't matter. There is still one little pig left alone. Now it's time to exhaust its physical strength. The idea is quite good, but it underestimates the little pig too much. Run at full speed to create a distance. Finally, it directly burrows into the bushes. Now both of them were stunned. I got nothing and even exhausted myself. My mood was extremely low. There are so many ingredients around. I don't know why I just can't fix it. Parker didn't have much expectation of them originally. This bow and arrow still need to be useful in one's own hands. And didn't forget to mock Jerome. This person needs to practice more. It's like I practice archery every day. It's not that you can hit it just because you want to. Jane was still very stubborn and insisted that it was Chris's problem. If I go hunting that piggy myself, such a close distance guarantees a hit. Parker hates making excuses the most. Why don't you blame that pig for not hitting the arrow on its own initiative? I'm getting more and more disappointed with Germ. Can we still team up and cooperate like this? Anyway, Jamie gave up and just lay down to rest. Parker was so angry that he could only talk to Matt. He hopes to get a fishing line. Half of the fish caught then will be distributed. Of course, the Matt group won't accept it. Keep an eye on Parker to prevent snatching things. But he just sat there and kept teasing Jerome, whose family goes hunting and chasing piglets. Even if caught, how much meat is there to eat? Matt saw Parker's angry and helpless look. I knew I was right in choosing Tracy. Parker doesn't even have the energy to get things done now. It was much more reassuring for the other groups. The challenge has reached the 14th day. Go hunting before dawn. He had a premonition that he could hunt, and so is Max. Hope to hunt warthogs. Let the team have a full meal. First, go and see where there are any fresh traces nearby. Matt groped his way along. Finally, a warthog was discovered. He slowly entered the shooting range. The photographer was also sensible and took pictures from a distance. Try not to interfere with the contestant's performance. Matt wants to be closer to the target. This time, it went much more smoothly than before. Max is also in this area. Both sides are interested in the warthog. This really worried Matt. If you're frightened and leave, there won't be such a good opportunity next time. Hardly had he finished speaking when Piggy sensed the danger and fled. This really made Matt very angry. I was almost able to have grilled meat myself. Max knew that the hunting area was not large. It is particularly easy to be exposed when there are many people. But I will never give up. Even if it means snatching, one must get it. No one is willing to give up the food they have got. It all depends on whose arrows have a higher hit rate. Matt didn't seize the opportunity to hit the target. Instead, it scares the pigs away. Max felt very uncomfortable looking at it. If the two cannot cooperate, I'm afraid it will be very difficult to hunt successfully. Laura and Kayla are exploring along the river. Hope to find a suitable fishing spot. Although Laura's neck is still very stiff now, but she is confident of contributing to the team. Just climb up the tree to fish. It seems easier to see the situation below here. Kayla is also doing her best to catch fish. If Laura can get well soon, their stress will decrease a lot. Otherwise, just the daily energy consumption. It's very difficult for them to persist until the next challenge. Matt didn't give up hunting. It was not easy to shake off Max. Come alone to the place where Piggy might rest. The smell nearby told him this was the way. Now just find the fresh traces. I have the hope of being able to complete the challenge. A good place was found to set up the ambush point. Now it all depends on whether Piggy will come over or not. Stay for at most 2.5 hours. He doesn't want to waste too much time on this. Suddenly, I saw a Piggy coming. This time we can't miss it again.
Pig down, baby, pig down.
Matt finally succeeded in hitting the target. I'm very excited now. Adjust your mood a little. He has to do it before others find out. Deal with Piggy and take it back. Walk along the bloodstains. Theoretically, it shouldn't run too far. It's at most 2 kilometers. Suddenly, a black shadow was seen ahead. Matt recognized it as the love pig in his dream at a glance. Walk over carefully and slowly. Piggy was completely chilled. Although I have hunted so many prey myself, but every time I get extremely excited. It's really not as easy as everyone imagines. Sometimes one has to wait for several days. It can only be said that this Piggy came at just the right time. Now Matt just wants to go back with delicious food. The other contestants heard the shouting. Do you think you must have hunted something to eat? Otherwise, I wouldn't be so excited. Darling knew Matt could do it. Looking forward to having a big meal tonight. Although everyone's physical strength is fine before the next challenge. But knowing that Matt's hunting was successful. The pressure is really huge for everyone. To everyone's surprise, Matt is going to share the meat with everyone. This wilderness survival is not all about quarrels. One should also handle human relations and social situations with care. Chris doesn't know what Matt is thinking. I'm almost starving myself. Now, there is meat delivered to your door to eat. No matter what bad intentions Matt has. As long as there is meat to eat anyway, that's fine. Matt is willing to share the food. On the one hand, there's really too much meat. On the other hand, it is having confidence in one's own strength. What if others have a full meal? So what? It's impossible to be eliminated and go home in the next challenge. Everyone thinks Matt is too handsome. If this is not an individual challenge, everyone will surely have a better life if they cooperate together. This Piggy is almost bigger than Chris. All the contestants gathered together that night. Anyone who is willing to help can get a share of the meat. It can be said that every part has been reserved by someone. Most of the meat is baked on the grill. Matt, come and enjoy your heart first. The taste is really very good. I'm also willing to share it with everyone to eat. At this moment, everyone let down their guard. Let's enjoy the deliciousness of the food together first, as long as it can be put into the mouth and swallowed. Then take them all away. Everyone was satisfied with this meal. The challenge has reached the 15th day. Although Max thanked Matt for sharing the barbecue, but I think it's not good for him to do so. The gap in physical strength among everyone is not that big anymore. Quite a lot of meat was distributed from Matt's side. However, leave enough meat to satisfy the team. Don't look like you're losing out like this. Everyone has eaten meat. It would be very unkind of this to target the Matt group. And if there had been no meat distribution last night, then they have to process and smoke it into dried meat throughout the night. It's hard to store for a long time in such weather. Now, they're seizing the time to deal with the rest, just thinking that I could have a good rest today. The program team has started to arrange tasks again. Parker and Jerome don't get along well. Chris was worried that it would hold her back. I don't want to encounter the knockout stage now. The program team asked them to cut down trees tomorrow. The axe needs to be made by oneself. Each group can carry a maximum of 6. Today is all about getting the axe done. It's not difficult for most of the contestants. If you just want to finish it quickly, the axe must be sharpened a little. Laura once took on a similar challenge. It could be said to be full of confidence. I can't wait to manufacture it quickly. Parker also took part in the challenge last year. It is very difficult to know this. It's not as easy as everyone imagines. Darling performed very well at that time. I secretly followed and learned a bit. Hope it could be useful. Jimmy, however, has a different idea. I think we should start from the aspect of stones. There is no teamwork. Instead, they each collect materials for manufacturing. Are you sure this can be completed smoothly? Interestingly, Jerome never made it. It's all about imitating the videos I've watched. Others are all looking for stones. You might as well use animal bones directly. Are you sure you meet the requirements of the program team? Anyway, Jerome is just going her own way. Max and the others looked for materials together. Try to collect as many stones as possible and then sort them out. Kayla didn't make it. So this time, I'll do more and talk less. Let Laura fly the whole team. Just a little worried about her neck. Still injured and unable to twist now. In terms of hands-on skills, one can only rely on teammates. I don't know if it goes smoothly under such guidance. Strike the collected stones. It should be kept in an area of less than 90 degrees. Only in this way will it come out sharp. Laura picked up the stone and demonstrated it to everyone. As long as the right method is found, it can be completed soon. Max tried several times but failed. I'm somewhat suspicious that I didn't find any team materials. If it weren't for Laura's neck injury, I really wanted to take on the job of hammering stones. Tracy won in the last challenge. At that time, heavier axes were used to chop down trees, and Darling would be more stable when using the short axe. If the two can be combined together, it's not very difficult to overcome the challenge. Before, quite a few contestants learned and imitated him, but there are not many that are worth showing off. Darling is confident of crushing other opponents. He took Tracy to look for stones. It has to be said that there are indeed a lot nearby. Not many people know this kind of rock. It just so happened that Darling knew. It is most suitable for hitting stones. Be so easy. The main thing is that there are gaps inside. Find the right position and strike it down. 9 times out of 10, it can lead to fracture. Try to collect as many stones as possible to take back. More axes are made. It will be a little more convenient to cut down trees then. It's almost collected. It's time to go back. Parker knows that he wants to win. Better materials must be found. So I'd rather spend more energy exploring. It is also necessary to find the right one. In terms of sharpness, this kind of volcanic rock is still better. I am confident that I can overcome the challenge with this. Chris is not satisfied with the current team. Everyone is busy with their own affairs. There was no communication or cooperation at all. If it weren't for Parker's previous challenge to manufacture, I'm afraid I have to go home for this challenge. She collects materials to make the handle first. The excess moisture needs to be roasted out by flame. It is easier to plastic wrap after softening. This is Darling's forte. How about giving a try? These juices are corrosive. Touching it is no ordinary pain. Hope someone can come to help and give some suggestions. All the Parker team members have come back to the camp. Everyone has their own ideas. James didn't think Parker's method would work, even if he has participated before, but it may not be usable either. I still hope to do it in my own way. Chris could only keep everyone warm by the fire in silence. Try to get it done as soon as possible and have an early rest. Parker wanted to laugh when he saw James' axe. Choose a sturdy branch as the handle. It will only break even faster. What was Parker saying over there? Jerome barked as if it were a dog. Instead, he ridiculed Parker's approach. I'm sure I'll throw it out. Parker didn't want to continue the quarrel. Throw oneself into making axes. Jerome doesn't think she's wrong. Anyway, he has this axe. The challenge is sure to be completed smoothly. Parker doesn't know who gave him the courage. How could they question the actions of the previous contestant? He studied on the spot at that time. I'm very confident about this thing. The conflict between the two is getting bigger and bigger. Fortunately, Chris was in the middle to mediate. Otherwise, they would have fought long ago. In fact, just do it in your own way. Anyway, it can carry 6 axes. Replace it immediately when the situation is not right. There is definitely no problem in completing the challenge. There is no need to quarrel now. Matt isn't in a hurry either. After all, Darren was there to make the axe. It is believed that they will definitely not enter the knockout stage. He intends to make it according to his own idea. Enjoy this challenge to the fullest. Darling was glad that he didn't reveal too much at that time. This challenge has no advantage at all. He chose the same style as last year. It's just that the manufacturing methods are somewhat different. The materials collected this time are rather hard. If you smash it directly, the whole piece will be wasted. One should peck and shape slowly like him. The skills involved cannot be learned just by looking. Darren had already left the position for the axe handle when he struck, but Parker just didn't learn this step. In order to make the edge of the stone sharper, it needs to be constantly polished on the sand. If everything goes well, this is definitely more powerful than the last challenge. He can't wait to show his power tomorrow. Laura doesn't think this challenge is difficult. It's just that it's not convenient to turn my head. Now, when collecting materials, it's always painful. Fortunately, there are many suitable stones here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be willing to go so far. Select several relatively intact rocks. Ask your teammates to come and have a look here. This is definitely the best material. No need for any polishing at all. After installing the axe handle, it could be used directly. If one can still lose with these. Laura went straight home and washed her hair upside down. Max thought it would be hard for him to lose even if he cut down the tree tomorrow. You have to keep your voice down now. Avoid being discovered by other contestants. Laura doesn't feel any pain in her neck now. The whole person was in high spirits. The Matt group enjoys barbecued meat here to replenish their energy. For them, the materials have been almost ready. Just follow the steps and take it slowly. Anyway, with Darling as the guarantee, I can give full play to my own creativity. Tracy felt the help brought by the team for the first time. Hope it can be maintained in the future. There is no need to worry about the food problem either. One can also learn techniques from it. This is exactly the wilderness survival challenge she wants. Laura has seen the axe made by Darling. I think roasting over fire is a good choice. Have a try and see how it works. Kayla doesn't understand this very well. It seems outplaced there. It would be more comfortable to go fishing. In fact, Max and Laura are sufficient to complete it. It is indeed possible to free Kayla to go fishing. Max didn't want this. It feels a bit like isolating Kayla. After communicating with each other, it was still decided to let her go fishing. Kayla is not as good as imagined. I do hold the team back a bit. If it were any other group, this challenge is probably impossible to complete. You should know that there is only one winner. She has no confidence in defeating her teammates, not to mention those equally capable players. I couldn't hold back my emotions at once and burst into tears. The challenge has reached the 16th day. The Max group is ready. The axe looks quite reliable. As long as the tree is not too thick, one should be able to solve the problem. But just to be on the safe side, I still prepared a few more axes. Max thought it should be of no use. Laura suggested testing it first. Pick out the ones with better hand feel. The effect is better than imagined. The only problem might be the two female players. Plus, Laura's neck was injured. One will be at a disadvantage in terms of strength. It all depends on whether Max can withstand the pressure. Led the team to victory. The Parker team has also got the axes ready. The styles and sizes are all different. There is always one that can meet the challenges. Rather than saying, these are axes, it looks more like a hammer. There is definitely an effect. It just feels a bit like it's about to break. Jimmy thought it was better to make it herself. Animal bones will be much stronger. It all depends on how difficult the challenge will be later. The Matt group woke up and was replenishing energy immediately. Darling said the last challenge was just an accident. I will prove myself well this year. So 4 axes were made, although the best stone was not found. But it is enough to deal with the challenges. The time is about the same. The contestants gather at the challenge point. Everyone looked as if they were determined to win. The mental state is quite good. Laura was a little worried that she would hold the team back. After all, it's really not easy to exert force when the neck is injured. Darling saw that everyone was imitating him. There was a little joy in my heart. So far, I haven't found a better axe than myself. It seems that this challenge is certain. This challenge is very simple. Just cut down the eucalyptus trees. The first place winner will receive a knife and 9 emu eggs. Everyone is attracted by the food. I can't wait to open it and taste it right now. If these supplies can be obtained, the team will live more comfortably. The second place is that the quantity is slightly smaller. It's still acceptable. Is it that the last one has nothing? Good news will not be eliminated by anyone. Everyone was much more relaxed. The worst is just going hungry. Completely acceptable. On the contrary, I feel that the program team is giving out benefits. Without further ado, the challenge begins immediately. First, go and have a look at the mark. He is the only man on Max's side. It's rather difficult to take the first place. One has to make more efforts than others. This axe chopped more smoothly than imagined. In just a short while, it has already been cut in half. It's not so good for Parker's team. I originally thought I would crush others in terms of strength, but in actual operation, it is much slower. This really worried them. The best performing team at present is definitely the Matt group. Darling cut down trees in circles. It would be easier to remove the bark first. Last year, I was just too cautious, fearing that my body would wear out. This time Matt is here. You can let go. Laura watched Max keep exerting force. As long as he can keep it up, this challenge is definitely no problem. Parker and Germ took turns slashing at the trees. The axe was not as practical as imagined. It feels like it's going to be at the bottom. Darling has cleaned the bark clean. Next comes Matt's miracle with great force. Make full use of one's own strength and advantages. Chop it with a big axe. When tired, let Tracy pick up and continue. What no one expected was the axe that Darling was proud of would fall off. There's no time to be sad, so I quickly catch up and keep out putting. It is necessary to keep up the pace of cutting down trees. Chris is on Parker's side. Jerome's bone axe is of no use at all. None of them left any trace on the tree. Chris didn't realize this. I thought I wasn't exerting enough force. Immediately increase the force and smash it onto the tree. It feels like both hands are about to become numb from the shock. Parker really couldn't stand it. Hurry up and replace the people to continue cutting down the trees. Although Laura's neck hurts very much, but still face the challenges with all one's might. Kayla is not willing to be outdone either. It is in no way inferior to male athletes in terms of speed and strength. Max felt there was a chance to overtake Matt's team. Isn't it difficult to win the first place? Matt keeps outputting things up the tree because eucalyptus trees have more moisture. So cut around it as much as possible. Make the inside evaporate faster. A larger axe was deliberately chosen. Let the fibers be destroyed more thoroughly. The trees on Mark's side are already a little crooked. It seems that it will fall with a little more force, but still not as fast as Darling's. The moment the tree fell, Mark and Tracy came to help immediately. Now it just needs to be dragged to the finish line, and it's done. The other contestants were stunned. I knew Darling was powerful, but I never expected him to be so strong. It could be said to crush other teams. Matt said that even if the meat was separated out, nor am I afraid of being defeated by other players. At present, the Max group has a greater advantage. No matter how hard Parker tries here, he can't catch up. Jerome didn't give up. I feel that I can still push hard to overtake. Laura has begun to reinforce the axe. Wait until Max feels tired here. Replace the players immediately and keep outputting. Jerome has already felt tired. It is much slower in speed. It's not as frequent as Laura's deforestation, although there was an accident with Kayla's axe. But Max made up for it. Narrowly escaped danger means cutting down the tree. Unexpectedly, Parker also cut it down. Both sides were sprinting towards the finish line with all their might. It's a pity that it's still not as fast as Max's group. It was already sad enough not to win the third place. Unexpectedly, Jermaine also hurt her foot. The winners are all discussing how to eat well later, before the next challenge. There should be no need to worry about going hungry anymore. Matt is very satisfied with this knife. Not only can it handle prey, it can also be used to create small traps. Overall, I'm very satisfied with the harvest. They even directly stated that they are the strongest. I am confident that I can enter the final stage. I had the pork left over before. There is no need to worry about food at all. Tracy has never lived so comfortably. Sure enough, who you are teammates with is very important. Max is also very satisfied with the second place on his side. After going back, I plan to boil an egg to taste. The rest should be protected in a cool place. This egg can be cooked directly in the pot. One for each person is quite satisfactory. Look at what it looks like after being peeled. The first time I ate it, it felt different from ordinary eggs. Besides being much larger, this flavor will be more intense. While Jermaine was still immersed in the sadness of failure and injury, he didn't expect that he had been losing all the time recently. Plus Parker's sarcasm towards him. My mood has become even worse. An ankle injury is unlikely to recover in a short period of time. The doctor also came to examine the ankle. The situation is even worse than imagined. At least one day of rest is needed. Otherwise, this ankle cannot walk normally. Jerome couldn't accept this. Parker was also unwilling to take care of the injured. After all, there's only one winner. I really don't want to waste time and energy taking care of others. The challenge has reached the 17th day. Parker went hunting as soon as he woke up. I don't want to be affected by Jermaine. After a night's rest, Germ's ankle didn't get better. He felt that it was time for him to go home. This is different from previous challenges. Everyone is a competitor. It's impossible to sacrifice oneself for one's teammates. Parker's attitude was very clear yesterday. Many failures also made me lose confidence. So no matter how Chris tries to persuade, Jerome has chosen to withdraw from the challenge. There must be some regrets. This challenge allows anyone to win the bonus. I just don't want to see Parker's face. No wonder they left without even saying hello. I just didn't expect to run into each other on the way out. James really couldn't hold back. One still needs to vent one's dissatisfaction. This made Parker laugh angrily. The person is about to leave, but there's still so much nonsense. The two parted after chatting for only a few words. I have no idea what challenges we will encounter next. Let's wait and see together.